It is official. It is not coming home. It's just a question of when England are going home. And based on these performances, it's going to be sooner rather than later. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Here to do the player ratings for the Denmark-England game. It finished 1-1 at Euro 2024. But the 1-1 flattered England, in my opinion. Not that Denmark were great, but they were certainly better than England, and they should have at least won this game, I think, by a goal or two. And that is England now. Two very mediocre performances, but two pretty decent results, to be fair, with a win over Serbia and a draw against Denmark. So it just goes to show, doesn't matter how shite you actually are. If you get the results in, you can practically guarantee your qualification with one game to go. That's what England have done. It's still up for debate where they will finish. They could potentially not top the group, but they are guaranteed to go through. So yeah, it's been two shite performances, but England find themselves in the last 16.
Absolutely, here, same amount of goals as us, and considering the amount of hype that goes into this English team, considering their actual attacking players when you look at it, that's a disaster.
Well, that sums it up, doesn't it, really?
No, that's not.
And we were playing Germany.
And we were awful.
Yeah, England have the same amount of goals as us. So when you really break it down, I said in the review, are England the worst team in this tournament? I believe they've performed worse than we have. I think in the Switzerland game, Scotland was better than any of the two performances we've seen for England, and I'll stand by that.
No, but see, the thing is, you look at our midfield, I'm talking about the centre mid to CDM region. I think it's pretty much, I don't think there's much in it. Obviously, Bellingham, Foden, Saka, right, they smoke us. I'm not even going to debate that. But see the likes of McGinn, McTominay, Gilmore, McGregor, are we going to pretend that they're a million miles off of Rice, Gallagher, and
I don't know why Trent's in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's other players like Wharton. Danny, what's his name? Danny Wharton or something? No idea who he is.
Yeah, it's not good for England. I think this might be the most overrated England team of all time. I think they've got some good attacking midfield players. Outside of that, though, I think it's a poor team.
No, but I think their strength is going forward, but that's not Southgate's strength.
No.
So it cancels each other out.
You do feel like if England had a really good manager with a goal scorer like Kane up front and Foden, Bellingham and Saka behind them, that's a dangerous front four.
Oh, aye.
But maybe not in the hands of Gareth Southgate.
Maybe not in the hands of Gareth Southgate.
Anyway,
what about the hands of Jordan Pickford, Rex? You know what? He couldn't do anything about the goal.
His rating is in our hands.
It is. I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he had an alright game. I thought he was one of the only England players that could.
How do you think he dealt with the Denmark press?
Pickford?
Aye.
What do you mean he dealt with the Denmark? Well, I mean, I thought he was alright.
What do you mean? How did he deal with it? I mean, there was lots of times where he was being pressed and closed down.
Yeah, but I judge my goalies on saves, and he did make quite a lot of saves, and the goal he couldn't do anything about.
What do you make of his contribution?
I thought he was alright. That's what I'm saying. I think he's probably the only England player that can realise.
Ball contribution?
Well, that wasn't the best.
From the back?
That wasn't the best, but again, if a goalie can stop the shots, that's what I'm here for.
How many shots did Denmark really give him to stop?
Well, not an awful lot, but here, England didn't draw or drop points today because of Jordan Pickford.
They didn't. What do you make of his
What is this? What do you make it?
What did you make of his balls into the box here in the final 10 minutes?
That was weird.
Pickford thinking he's the new Beckham or something?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but anyway,
I'm going to give him a 5. You're giving him a 6. That's a 5.5.
That's how you defeat Serg.
Isn't it? Right, up next we have Walker.
Really good for the first, the England goal, I guess. Pickpocketing the guy.
I mean, it was horrible defending.
It was.
Yeah, we can give Walker credit for winning the ball and taking advantage, but I mean, it was piss poor. He then attempts to get a cross into the box, and his cross bounces off 2 Danish players and finds its way into the path of Kane. Very fortunate. I didn't think Walker was great today. I'm going to give him I mean, technically got an assist. I'll give him a 5.
I'll give him a 5 as well.
Stones.
Right, I'm going to give Stones a 4. I thought really poor by his high standards. Him and Gay were just giving the ball away. I seen that second half. There was a period where they just couldn't keep hold of it.
No, Denmark were pushing up and pretty much winning the ball in the England half every time. So, yeah, I think a 4 is fair. I'll give him a 4.
You know what's weird though, right? It's not like Denmark are like a Lithuania. They're a good fucking team. How did they not punish England?
On another day, they could have easily, but on this day, Denmark were a little bit toothless up front.
Gay, he made probably more mistakes than Stones, but he actually recovered quite well in quite a few of them, so I'll give him a 4 as well. Like, he made more mistakes, but I think if you learn from your mistakes, which he didn't really because he continued to make them, but he redeemed them, I'll give him a 4. A 4.
I think a 4's fair. I'll give him a 4. Trippier, what's your thoughts on Kieran Trippier playing at left back?
Well, I mean, I don't think he had the worst game today, but he wasn't good, so I'll give him a 4 as well.
I can't really disagree with that. I think it's a 4. Right, let's move into the midfield then. You've got Alexander Trent. What's your thoughts on Trent?
He actually created the most chances in this game before he was subbed off. So
does he work in midfield though?
Well, I mean, he was the most creative player, so you can argue that it's working from that perspective.
Is he good enough that you need to force him into midfield rather than bench him?
Gareth Southgate said they still haven't replaced Calvin Phillips. Work that one out. A guy that should be nowhere near the team anyway, and haven't replaced him.
Yeah, I mean,
really he says that like it's Steven Gerrard. Or like Pirlo or something, or Scholes, Vieira, that sort of level in the midfield. There's a reason why he's not on the plane, and it's not. Well, actually, it's probably because he hasn't started. He would have took him, I think, if he was starting for like City and consistently with West Ham on that loan. But I'm going to give Trent a 5.
A 5?
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 5.
He gets subbed off. I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.
I think you got wrong. Right, Rice.
Right, I thought Rice was very poor.
Yep, giving away the ball, falling over.
He did not look like £100 million player today, that is for sure.
No, and I'm going to 100% give him a...
I'll give him a 3.
I'll give him a 3 as well.
Right, Foden, I thought he was stinking against Serbia.
Wasn't much better
today. I didn't think he was any better today, to be honest. This guy, when he plays for Man City, does look great. When he plays for England, not so much.
World class to your scans.
Yeah, look, I'm going to give him a 3.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 3.
Bellingham lost the ball a hell of a lot as well.
Aye, belly big balls, where were you?
Yeah, I mean, he had that goal he was getting waxed lyrical about after the opening game, even though he wasn't that great in it, to be honest. He was probably the best of a bad bunch. But, we got hyped up about how good Bellingham was.
Yeah, I know they're going to go through. I cannot fucking wait till they get knocked out.
Oh, aye. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Anyway, Bellingham today, I'm going to give a 3 as well.
I'm going to give a 3 as well, yep.
Right, Saka. Thoughts on Saka?
I'm going to give Saka
was he slightly better?
I'm going to give him a 4. I actually thought he was alright. I remember in the second half, he actually, there was a ball over the top, and he brought it down well, and he chipped it over the goalie, and it just narrowly didn't go in.
Yeah, I thought he was better than the other two attacking players. Right, Kane, I mean, he got a goal, but apart from that goal, he done absolutely nothing.
You know what? He actually...
this guy, he's a lazy fuck.
He's a liability. You can see that Watkins is actually... do you think with Kane...
I would rather Shankland up front than Kane. Shankland offers more all-round than Kane.
Do you think Kane did a Rooney? Where he's been in the Premier League for like a decade.
He's peaked.
I know he's not in the Premier League anymore, but yeah, do you think he's just hit that level where it's downhill?
What age is he, 31?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it is very possible that we have seen the best of Harry Kane. I mean, that shouldn't come as a surprise. The guy's 31, right? Now, yes, you get some extraordinary footballers that play, look at Ronaldo and Messi, right? But even as good as they are, I still don't think Ronaldo and Messi, if you're picking the absolute best versions of them, it's probably a version before they were 31.
Yeah.
Now, you can still play at a very high level way into your 30s, but most players don't. Most players are human. You look at Rooney, you've compared him with Kane. I mean, Rooney was pretty much a shadow of his former self at 25 and over.
Yeah.
I mean, if Rooney could have retired at 25 and it actually wouldn't have done his reputation any harm, it would actually... I think people would have thought more of Wayne Rooney if he retired at 25, despite he would have had a lot less appearances and goals. He was just... You compare the first half of his career to the second half, It was like two different players. I thought Kane was shite.
Put it this way though, I think Kane was every bit as bad as Shea Adams was against Switzerland and Germany, but he actually affected how the overall team played.
Yeah, I mean, as much as less as Shea Adams offers in terms of an attacking threat, he does press. I'm not going to. I mean, he does. Like, he runs about. He tries.
Yeah, but I feel
He
like
gives it his all.
I actually feel like
I don't think Kane does that.
He hindered the team.
I don't think Kane does that.
I'm actually going to give him a 2. I gave Adams a 2 yesterday. I'm going to give Kane the same because he scored. But apart from that, man, it was like playing with a man down.
Yeah, no, I think Kane was shocking. I think Kane was absolutely shocking. Yeah, he got the goal. Apart from that, what else did he do? That's Kane. That's gotta be Kane.
And I think the fact he subbed him off quite early sums up how bad he was.
But because he got a goal, I am going to give him a 4. So, I mean, I know I kind of said he was pish, but I think when you get a goal, it's got to bump you up a couple.
Yeah, right.
Even though it was unmissable, and it was fluky. I mean, he didn't do any. He was in the right place, right time. But
I'd be disappointed if I didn't score it anyway. Gallagher, 5.
Why are you giving him a 5? What's on
I thought he was all right. I don't think the midfield got worse when he came on, but I don't think he did much.
Right, fair enough. I'll give him a. Nah, I'm gonna give him a 4.
No,
so
no,
4.5.
you know what baffles me though, right? He's pretty much made the exact same subs, right? And it's like it didn't work against Serbia. Why not bring? I mean, you've got 26 players. I said the exact same thing.
Yeah, but Steve Clarke does the same thing, so I'm not going to bash Southgate over. Well, maybe they both deserve bashed.
Yeah. Bowen, I thought was pants. I'll give a 4.
I think he actually picked up an injury. Don't know if he's going to be alright.
Yeah, he's dug under the ground.
Bit, so.
Right. Ollie Watkins.
Bowen. What am I going to give Bowen?
You Bowen there.
I'm giving him a 3, so 3.5.
Right, I actually thought Watkins changed the game for England. I say changed the game. He actually offered something.
They looked a bit better once he came on, and I think you can certainly make a case that Watkins should start the next game.
I'll give him a 6.
Why wouldn't you start Watkins? Because England they're already through. All right. Now, yes, they might not go through as group winners if they lose their next game, but we know England are going through. We've seen 2 really poor performances from England with Kane up front. Why wouldn't you give just to see what he can do from the beginning? Like, why wouldn't you change it up?
No, I know.
Before you get into the knockout rounds, before you come up against the better teams, why not give Watkins a chance? Why not see how Foden, Bellingham and Saka get on when they've actually got somebody in front of them that will do what they're willing to do, make moves, make runs, and actually get around the pitch and help them press up instead of just being essentially a statue like Harry Kane?
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he was good.
I'll give him a 5, so 5.5.
Right, easy. I'll give him a 5 as well. I thought he offered something in the left.
Yeah, I mean, he was alright. I'll give him a 5 as well. I mean, he was alright. Right, Southgate.
I'm going to give him a 1. I mean, he's got a good crop of players here. I don't think drawing against Denmark, by the way, is a disaster for England. I think it's the manner of how you do it. And they should have lost, and they didn't create nothing.
Well, I mean, a lot of the English are very arrogant, so they're going to believe this is a poor result. I don't think England drawing with Denmark's a poor result. That is what I actually predicted. I was expecting a draw at this game, but it's, like you said, it was the performance, it's the way they got that draw. It was really poor. Is this the worst England performance under Southgate's reign of terror?
I mean, I'm sure there's probably one.
There was a 4-0 defeat against Hungary in there as well.
Well, I'm going to probably say they were just as bad. The guys, I'm glad the guy's in the job.
This might be the worst This might be the worst England performance I've seen probably since Iceland.
Aye, 2016.
But then again, I can't really remember that far back. Did they create chances back then?
I remember Alan Shearer said that was the worst performance he'd ever seen.
Did this one topple that? I don't know. It might have, to be honest. This was... People are always going to remember this
one.
What
you could say is, though, England played alright for 15 minutes. They got the goal. Against Iceland, they didn't do that. They conceded early and didn't do anything.
True. Anyway, Southgate, I'm going to give him a 1 as well. Had they lost this game, it could have been close to a 0, to be honest, because it was very piss poor. This guy is... I think being the manager of a top international team is a gift, to be honest. Because you want to know why? I mean, you're constantly playing against teams that are a lot lower quality than you. See in these qualifying groups, you're always like the number 1 seed. See, when you're like in England or Spain or France or Germany, whatever, you're always seeded number 1 because you're the club with the best. You're the national team with the best players. So in these qualifying groups, you're always taking on teams that are lower than you. Therefore, it's easy to rack up wins. It's easy to put 3, 4, 5 past the likes of Liechtenstein and all that stuff. I think where you're truly judged as an international manager is at the big stages, is at the World Cups, is at the Euros, and that's Southgate now underperformed in them all. Despite getting to a final, I mean, that passage was really, really easy. But when you look at the top man, I think that's what they're judged in. I don't think anyone has been considered a great international manager for what they've done in the qualifying stages.
No, absolutely not. And I think another thing you got to look at England, right? Yes,
but Steve Clarke, I think you can go, he's done because he's managing Scotland. See, when you're the England manager, you cannot be praised for just qualifying.
Yeah, but see England, right?
Unless you're Steve McLaren.
They're overrated, right? But they are favourites by most betting sites, and yes, that's because of the hype and their own punditry. But let's not pretend without that they would be like 12th favourite to win.
But why though? That's why I don't get. Why are they always considered favourites when they just don't have... History shows that they're not there.
No, but Belgium have been favourites or there or thereabouts. They've never won anything. It's not really to do with what you've won. It's what your team's capable of.
To be honest, I've never considered Belgium favourites for any tournament.
Yeah, no, but they've been there and thereabouts.
Yeah, no,
maybe not recent tournaments, but like 2014, 16, 18.
I would say, yeah, 2018, 16, 14. There's always a few teams I'd have put above Belgium, and there's always a few teams I'd put above England.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is this: they are 41 joint favourites with France, and they're fucking no chance. No, they've actually got no chance of winning this.
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously they've got a chance, but it's like minuscule. It's like it's a chance that I'm not worried about.
No, I would say if they play like this, they've no chance.
Well, I'd argue everybody in the competition's got a chance.
No, I wouldn't. If we play like we did against Germany, what chance have you got?
Oh, well, I suppose that's a wee bit different. But I mean, look at Sven-Göran Erskin. I mean, that guy qualified with any issues, but he never got past the quarterfinals, and that was with the golden era. For me, it doesn't really matter what you do in the qualifying stages of a big nation. It matters what you do. I mean, that's what all the international managers are remembered for.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know, Southgate, this is his last chance to do something with England. The furthest I think England can get to is the semi-finals, because that they could, if they're lucky, they could get to the semis without having to play a top team. But as soon as they play a top team, the journey will end.
They'll be found out, guys.
I just hope if it happens sooner rather than later. I don't see any way that they get a top team in the last 16, so it's looking like quarterfinals at the earliest. But whether it be the quarters or semis, I think that's where England's definitely going home. Unless there's a massive improvement. And I'd start Watkins in the next game. What have you got to lose?
What do you have to lose?
Absolutely nothing. So there you go, guys. Till next time. Peace.